This smoking hot girl is getting on this rich guy's car.
А ты что делаешь? А так ничего не получится.
В смысле?
В смысле, на дороге скучно будет. Или ты дотянешься? Ну-ка.
The girl refuses. After that, this is the spoiled rich guy Grigory. He gets pulled over for speeding, but he's not scared. He throws some money at the officer's face. The officer still tries to stop him. Grigory doesn't care. He steps on the gas, knocking the officer on the hood. Wait, where are you going? Are you crazy? Stop this instant! He gets into a holding cell for his actions. This is the millionth time he's in here this month. His dad quickly comes in to bail him out. The chief personally welcomes him. He negotiates with Pavel.
Ладно, хорошо. Сейчас мы его отмажем. Все закроем. Оплатишь лечение. Компенсацию, естественно. Физическую, моральную. Дальше.
To bail his son out, the amount of money he has to pay is almost enough to rebuild the entire station. Even the chief is at his limit. He grabs Grigory out. But Grigory doesn't care. Pavel is furious. One night, Grigory gets out of a hotel with a girl but his car is being towed away. He chases it. Turning into a corner, Grigory passes out. He wakes up to find himself in worn-out, ragged clothes and lying in an old house. Where's my phone? Some guy dressed like him replies with a confused face. What's a phone? Suddenly, an aggressive guy enters. Without saying anything, he forces Grigory out. He throws him down the ground and starts hitting him with a whip. A person with a noble outfit comes out to stop this. He says he'll deal with his slaves on his own. That's his property.
Так, дай-ка ему раз.
The owner tells him to lead his horse out here, or receive punishment. Grigory is baffled. He's never endured anything like this. If my father learns of this, you're all dead. His buddy looks at him confused. Grigory feels something is off. He runs off and tells everyone to call the police. But everyone is wearing middle-aged clothes. They don't seem to understand him. There's even a bear here. Grigory is captured. He's going crazy. Did he just time travel?
Почему вокруг все такое стрёмное? Где самолеты, машины, интернет, 21 век?
Nobody understands him. What's internet? Grigory didn't finish his task, so his punishment is death. The rope is tied around his neck. He almost pees himself. Luckily this fine lady stops them in time and gives pardon to Grigory. Grigory falls to the ground. He's in shock. It all seems real. He's a slave now. Right then, an eagle flies by. It flies inside the windmill. A man picks it up. Looking closely, it's actually a model plane. Inside the windmill, a bunch of modern people are watching the camera. Grigory thinks he's time traveled to the Middle Ages and turned into a slave. The truth is, his very wealthy dad paid a significant amount of money to set this all up. He wants his spoiled son to change into a decent man. Pavel even invited a professional director. Everyone in town are actors. Cameras are everywhere. Grigory actually believes all of this to be true. He gets kicked down, receive whips. Someone who used to be so arrogant turned into a little puppy, hoping only to survive. Even so, he's still an ass. He still doesn't care. He wants to eat meat, so he stole a chicken. He's so selfish that he didn't even share any of that chicken. Very quickly, people find out about it. All the slaves are captured. The butler gives them two choices. The one who did it either steps up and receives 10 whips, or he'll pick a random guy and give that guy 50 whips. Grigory is still selfish. He just sits there and lets his friend get taken. Even after his friend shows him his back full of whip marks, he still won't feel bad. Pavel is disappointed. He wants to put a stop to this. But the director disagrees. He says only love and death can awaken one's heart. Right then, something happens. A girl steps down from her horse. She accidentally exposes her modern underwear. Grigory sees that and goes to question her. Luckily, the girl hid it in time. Grigory thinks he's just hallucinating. After forgetting about it, he realizes what he had done. He finds the girl and apologizes. This is the first time in his life that he's said that. Pavel sees this and smiles. Turns out his son can change. At the end harvest festival, the villagers gather around to sing and dance. Grigory is very excited. It's been a while since he felt this much joy. He shows off his dance moves with the villagers. According to the script, Grigory will fall in love with the owner's daughter, Aglaya. But as it turns out, he likes Liza instead. They immediately hit it off. Liza is the only one in town who would listen to his nonsense. Seeing this, the director immediately changes the script. He makes Liza the heroine to love Grigory. Also, to let Grigory change, he makes another scenario. That day, the owner calls Grigory over. He gives him quality food. He then says that his son hit someone on the way to town. He wants a slave to take the blame. If he can do that, he'll be set free. That way, he can be with Liza, a spoiled brat who only cares for himself his entire life. What will he choose? Grigory takes off his shirt and takes the beating. Grigory trembles because of pain. From a spoiled rich kid to a slave. To earn his freedom, he endures the pain. Pavel watches with a bit of bitterness. After the punishment, he finds the owner with the contract, but his son won't accept it. He pushes Grigory to the ground and insults him. This was all according to the script. They want Grigory to fight back like a man. He stands up in anger. His grip tightens. But in the end, he softens up and leaves. Back at the farm, he wasn't ashamed at all. He just wants to be beside Liza. They fed horses, went rowing, walk on the meadow. Grigory starts opening up to Liza. He says if he can choose, he wants to become a character from a movie he watched recently, like Xiaoling going back in time to see her mother. Ever since he can remember, his mother wasn't him the picture. Liza is sad upon hearing that. She used to despise him. However, slowly she finds out that he may be big on the outside but inside he's just a wounded kid. At night, they lie down to watch the moon. Grigory tells Liza that he was insulted by the owner's son. He really wanted to punch the guy, but he didn't because looking at him reminded Grigory of himself. Pavel is amazed to hear this. Liza is moved. She finds out now that she has feelings for Grigory. Everyone gets excited. They want to push this to the climax, and design a tragic scene to wrap this all up. A group of bandits appear. They invade the village. Their leader wants a wife. Liza gets picked. The leader says if anyone were to stand up and fight, they might release her. Everyone looks to Grigory, even Liza. But Grigory steps back to everyone's surprise. He backs down when it matters the most. Looks like he hasn't changed at all. Liza is extremely sad. She yells for him. He stops for a minute, then pretends like he didn't see anything and keeps going. Everyone is disappointed. After all this, Grigory still didn't change. The director still watches him. He still believes in him. Grigory stands in front of the barn, remembering his life. The moments he spent with Liza also appears. He's afraid of death. But what's even scarier is that he finds himself not doing anything right his entire life. Grigory turns around. His eyes change. He comes in with a horse, holding a wooden log in his hand. He's like a hero running towards Liza. He bravely fought off the bandits. They then run away together. Through the meadows, even the forest. He gets out of the set and arrives at a gas station. Now this is confusing. Did he time travel again? The guy at the gas station is also confused. Right at that moment, he passes out again.
Папа, где? Ты в больнице, сынок. Все хорошо. Что? Что произошло?
Ты был в коме. Ты что, ничего не помнишь?
В коме?
Ты вышел из клуба, побежал за эвакуатором, и тебя сбила машина. Мы 3 месяца боролись за твою жизнь.
А как же, деревня?
Grigory goes back to his normal life. It was like a dream to him. He's changed now. He finds the police officer he's hurt and apologizes to him. Back at his usual bar, he's not having fun. He can't forget about Liza. Suddenly, he sees 2 familiar faces. They're the actors that play the owner's son and daughter. They can't stand looking at Grigory like this, so they tell him the truth and Liza's whereabouts. The story ends. Grigory found Liza, they got married. He finally understands his dad. He apologizes to him and even thanks him. A leopard can't change its spot. It's hard to change someone. But, with love, change comes easy. That's the end for today, guys. See you on the next one.